Hey everybody, Jordon Gonzales here from Gonzales Racing Team, bringing to you a second recording because I failed in the first one, so wasted about, I don't know, a half hour on that one until I realized I broke something and jacked it all up. But here we are doing a recording at Chicagoland. This is win number 21, driving the P7 UPCI X238 GRT Chevrolet Silverado, bearing a DRL Winter Series banner. Starting in P1, Brady Briggs, good to see him back on the track, also a DRL member. It's great to have two DRL members out in the front leading this race, and we're fixing to get started. So let's go ahead and get to the broadcast camera. And green flag, green flag, green flag. We're off to the races. If I remember correctly, the top 5 trucks all qualified within 5/100ths. Not 5/10ths, 5/100ths of each other. So very tight pack. A lot of top 5 people here, really good at racing this track. They know how to hot lap it. I see that we're starting to get single file already, but we do have a battle for third position. 2 taking the 9 on the inside. Looks like he's going to gain that position, and now the 9 is going to be challenged by the 7 as well. And the 7 looks like he's going to gain that position, but he's not settling for that. He's also going to challenge on the inside of the 2. And the 9 managed to get to the inside of the 7. Looks like he's did a form of a crossover. And that's allowing the 3 truck of Matt Cole to sneak on up. And we now have a battle for the lead. Brady Briggs on the outside, Jordon Gonzales on the inside. In hindsight 2020, doing this inside this racing here wasn't the best decision. We're going to end up losing our lead to the trucks behind us, and this harder racing is just going to put pressure on somebody's tires. His or mine, probably mine. A little foreshadowing there, but I'm not quite sure that I'm really accurate in that statement, because the leaders, the 4 and the 2, they're sticking out to the outside, but myself, I'm staying on that low line through the corner. I'm not quite sure. I'm convinced that the high line is really the better line on the long run tire wear strategy. Now, it's hard to get one of those in on one of these official races, because you can see on the rating column, and I'm losing momentum right there. Looks like we got tight, trying to keep from wrecking. Lost a lot of momentum. The 2 was able to clear, and it looks like now the 7's going to drive it into the corner and challenge on the inside. But if you look at the standings on the bottom right, you're going to see that the ratings there is kind of all over the place. We have A class, we have B class, we have C class, we have people right at 2,000 rating, we have people below the starting rating, which the starting rating is 1,500. So we're definitely all over the place here. 7 truck is trying again on the inside, and this time looks like he's going to complete the pass. He's going to take people with him. The 3 of Matt Cole is now going to challenge the inside. And 3 is able to complete that pass. 3 does a little bit of a checkup in the corner, more than what the 5 was looking for, and 5 has to go high to avoid causing any major collision. There probably was some contact there, but That allows the 9 to start challenging for position. The 5 is just falling back, falling back. But as they cross the line, I've fallen back to 6th position, and the 7 is in the wall. Let's take a quick look, see what happened there. It's just a matter he's trying to stick to that high line, and the tires, the age, leaves him up, and he's not able to turn quite like he was expecting to. The leaders are pretty well comfortable up front. Free Chuck has moved himself up from back of the pack to third. I managed to get myself back into 4th position here. I'm not convinced of how well the standings is working, but at this point it says that 4th position is about 2.3 seconds behind the leader. Got a little bit of a challenge for 2nd here. You can see that the standings updated a little bit. About 1.2 seconds behind the leader from 4th to 1st. That seems a little bit more accurate. I'm just tapping on my leg, kind of trying to count it out. 1.1 seems about right. Looks like the 3 is going to get that 2nd position from the 2. Let's see if I'm along with myself. 5 with the P7 Chevrolet. He's able to chew into their lead, and it looks like I am. You can see they're dropping it down to a 0.9 lead. Three is not satisfied with 2nd position. He's definitely looking for ways to put pressure on the leader. This is the top 3 trucks right here, all with a 1900 I rating, 1932, 1943, and a 1949. And pace, caution is out. Go ahead and look for what caused the caution. So the 13 is coming up on the 17. Oh. So the 13 goes up to the 3rd lane. And it looks like the 17 is expecting him to go up even higher, up to that 4th line. Or 3.5 really. Just get up to that wall, because he's trying to set up for his exit into 2. That looks like a bit of 2 people looking for the same real estate. It's really hard to get this right, especially without real spotters telling you what to expect, where the cars are at. So it's really tough to make that kind of decision with the amount of situational awareness that you have. And hey, we have 10 truck. It's like just getting loose on his own. And he's all over that apron, so unsettles his truck, and doesn't quite gain control of his truck. Ends up going through the infield, tearing up our beautiful green grass. between those two incidents, iRacing obviously had no choice but to throw the caution. So let's go ahead and catch up with the leaders here. Brady Briggs out in front, Matt Cole in second, Devontae in third, myself in fourth. And looking at the only next person with our I rating would be the number 1 of Mark Clary, way down in 10th, 1981. Go ahead and catch up with the pace car and go ahead and do our pit stops here. At this time, I'm going to head and throw out the invite to anyone who is willing to be a sponsor. I have plenty of real estate for your logos and for your commercials and the airtime for you. If that's something you're interested in, hit me up. I'm looking for someone who's willing to help me build or contribute towards a proper streaming rig. I really want to be able to do the iRacing at max everything and streaming, of course, at extremely high quality, 1920 by 1080 preferably. I want to be, and we have someone out of the pits already. The 7 truck looks like he misses pit stop. But yeah, that's my goal. I want to get a high quality rig and high quality content coming out, and it's gonna be kind of a gaggle here. 3 truck beats the 13 truck. 5 truck beats the 4. That's gonna set your. Actually, the 13 I think was involved in that last wreck, so he's not going to be anything really to worry about. 8, 9, 14. So, yeah, the 13 is going to be dropping back here. So it's the 3 truck, 5 truck, and then the 4 truck. Actually, forget that. We have the 7 truck again. Misses pit stop. I don't believe he's not going to pit again. So it looks like he's going to go ahead and just take the risk on staying out in tires. He's got 16 lap old tires here. He's going to be in P1. The 3 of Matt Cole is going to be in P2. The 5, myself, is going to be in 3, and Brady Briggs for this next restart. But again, sponsorship folks, if that's something you're interested in, let me know. I want to do high quality content and everything, and I just need help. I'm running on an iMac using Boot Camp Windows 10. Obviously, everything's legit, so I'm not doing any piracy or anything. So let's be ethical here, and that's what I'm trying to do. But everything, all these hobbies, all the cool hobbies need money, you know. So, if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Again, I got plenty of real estate for you. Coming up to the restart here. Whoop. 7 truck on 13 lap tires. Everybody else on 2. The 7 truck is hanging back some here. The 3 truck says he's not going to have any of that. He's going to try to put some pressure on him, go up front. This is kind of a gaggle here. Oh my goodness. That is just rough. So let's just do a quick review here. You can read into this in countless ways. We're not going to get too caught up in that. The 3 truck putting pressure on the 7 to get him up where he really should be. The 7 is lagging back way too much. Pace car's over there, and the leader is like a quarter mile away. I don't know. It's just maybe not a full quarter mile, but it's just ridiculous. So 3 is putting some pressure there. The outside line does not follow him, so the pressure isn't a lot, because then the 7 truck only has to worry about maybe getting the 3 a black flag. But I don't know that he's going to get a black flag because if you pass on the right side in iRacing, then that's legal before the start finish line. I don't know how that works for P2. I have crossed the line before in front of the leader and didn't get a black flag, but I don't know if there's like a certain distance where it's allowed. So we'll see what happens here. But 7's lagging way back. 7 finally takes off. 4's obviously got a really big run because he was able to take off with the 7. The 3 had to go late. But by the time they cross the line, this is what it looks like. About a full truck length ahead of the 7. So about this point, the 4 takes them 3 wide. And you see as he does that, the 3 kind of jiggles a little bit and goes down some. And you're looking at this seam. It might be hard to see depending on how well my stream is doing. There's a seam right here. The 3 truck continually gets further away from that seam and ends up going into the 7. And when he hits the 7, then you start seeing the 7 position changing where he's now coming up above that seam. So to me, this looks like a 3 wide incident gone bad based on a really jacked up restart that the 7 was doing. It's funny that he's using the post office logo because government, everything's always jacked up, right? I heard one person say that he purposefully turned him because maybe a black flag on the restart. I don't know, because I don't know if he got a black flag. I can't prove that. And it's just it doesn't look like an intentional spinning, you know. I'm watching the wheel, and obviously he's got to turn left and not go right into the truck above him. So I don't know. I can't imagine that Matt Cole did this on purpose, though. But I don't know him that well. I've only raced a couple races with him. That is a 3 truck Matt Cole. So I don't know what to put out about that. Think what you will, but this is what happened right here. So the 7 truck, 4 truck, and the 3 truck are all now involved in this incident. And before the caution comes out, I was able to pass that group and earn P1. Nobody else was collected in that, fortunately. Unfortunate ending for the race for Brady Briggs. I was definitely looking forward to a full race with him. I was kind of thinking that he might get the win. Definitely deserves it. He's been out with a knee injury, only coming back recently in the last month or so. So it's good to see him back. And it was also just good to see 2 DRL people up in the front of this race. So, fun. Go ahead and skip the rest of this caution here. Okay. Alright, it's going to be 18 laps to go when we get back to the line. Back to the broadcast camera. His car is off. And I'm off. Green. And the one of Mark Cleary, through all this, has been able to find himself up at now in P2. He was able to gauge that jump pretty good and gain positions there on the 9 truck, Austin O'Neill. Now the 8 is going to be challenging the 9 truck for P3. And it looks like he's going to get it. Nope, 9 is able to fight back on the outside. flaring. Now, I believe this is the 9 of Austin. And it looked like the 9 got a little tight there in turn 3 4. We were riding along with 8. Sorry to brush up. Again, 8 of Bryce Roberts right here. It seems like this track and camera pack that I'm using really likes to see the inside of the truck's tail. Some battles back here going on. Truck. A little bit of contact there. You have to be careful how you exit these corners and give people room. 15 into the back of the 2 truck. 2. Not sure how he found himself way back here. Now the 16. And the oh no. Let's go ahead and take a look at that again. So, we had mentioned that the 15 was getting back at the 2, and basically what it looks like is he lost a bunch of momentum. 2 slowed up or something, or 15 lost momentum. So watch this. 16 truck on the apron. It's got a huge, almost fully clears the 15 before turn 1. And now the 15 is going to... Wow, look how tight that is. So they are technically too wide. Okay. I would be calling it 3 wide if I was a spotter because of that truck down there. But again, follow the seam. The 16 was staying on it, and the 15 should be trying to give some room. I would try to maybe eat half of the line, but he is fully inside the line, eating up his lane. So he is fighting for this position really badly. So the 16, he can't see this side. This is a bit of a blind spot. Unless he has a spotter say, hey man, he's pinching you, whatever. You know, that's just the situational awareness that he's not going to be able to receive. 14 laps to go. I don't know if I like this decision of pinching like this. I don't know. It really depends on how much I think I deserve that position. You know, so I'm not going to fully blame this guy, but at the same time, this is what caused this mess. The 16 is going to start coming up and just gets swiped, comes across his nose essentially, hits the wall. All the balance gets jacked up. Then he seriously overcorrects there. Probably got a little bit out of frustration and then puts himself in the wall. That brings out this caution. So that's a little bit of interesting now. We have 12 laps on these tires, some of that caution. But we still have 13 laps to go right now. We probably will have 10 or 9 laps to go when we go green. And tires do matter. There's a big change about 9 or 10 laps in on a run. But there is a subtle change depending on how hard you push your tires on a per lap basis. You can start feeling a little bit of difference, and you have to adjust your inputs to not wreck your truck. So alright, so everybody's coming into pit road. Nobody's staying out. Smooth in. Right side's only for the leader. Everybody else looks like they go ahead and take 4 tires. Oh. Alright. Judging by these times here, everybody else took 4 tires or more. The leader took 2 and topped off with. So we'll see if that's going to pay off. If he lucks out or what. 2 tires. Tough call here with that many laps to go. Definitely a gamble. And if I was to unmute the radio chatter, you would hear that discussion going on actually. Mark, I think, or Devontae brings it up, asking, "Did I really just go with 2 tires, whatever?" And they weren't, they weren't being fussy. They're just okay. It's not something they were expecting really from somebody running in the front constantly like that. So I just mentioned back that I have to defend my position. So I was basically just making sure I defended my position and really just testing this out because. Do I think it's really going to last 10 laps? No, not really, but it's what I got to do to at least try to fight for the win. So, see how it happens. Nine laps to go when we get the green flag. His car's off. Get a jump. The one jumps with me, which is a really good job because if that second car does not on the outside does not get a good jump, he's going to lose positions when they get into turn 1 because you're just full on the throttle, and obviously shorter ways and faster ways. That's some lap traffic coming up here. So if you don't jump on that outside line, you're losing 2 or 3 positions. He was able to maintain lap traffic staying high. He's a little low, a little questionable almost. Caution is out. Caution is out. Oh. Hook up there. Here we go. Looks like the 9. And I have no clue who I'm riding along with here right now. Let's go ahead and take a look from the blimp. You can see here exactly what happened. 2 trucks on the outside. They're holding their line, and they're kind of going with what the people are doing in front of them. That line, that middle line, they don't flush up. They don't go all the way up against the wall. Now, the problem is that 9 truck, the one right here, he's expecting a little bit more room. I don't know if he needs it or if he's just situational awareness, doesn't know that the guy isn't going to go up higher. So because of that, he ends up crossing his nose and just taking them both out. It's a little rough there. For the 14 and the 9. A sad way to end their races. Well, definitely making things interesting here. Nobody went into the pits that time. Everybody stayed out. You're going to have 4 laps to go when we go green. 6 to go right now. Lights are off. Pace car. 2x2. Double file, I should say. Not 2x2. Double file. 5 to go right now. It'll be 4 to go at the green flag. We're fixing to see if that 2-tire fall is worth it. We do have 1 heat cycle on them. Everybody else has 4 tires. The one is definitely trying to crowd me there and make sure he doesn't lose the jump here. I don't know, it looks like he gets a little tire spin there. That misses the start. But he's going to lose 1 position going into 2, maybe a second coming out of 2 because a 2 truck challenging the one for 3rd position. 3 to go at the line. 2 is not able to hold the speed, and now the 1 is able to maintain the grid, focusing on 2nd. Meanwhile, the 11 truck is going to challenge the 2 for the 4th position. Went back to the 3rd. The truck all over the backside of that lead. All over him, like shoving him down. It's not touching him, but man, close as they are, you'd figure that he was shoving him. You can hear how little he's out of the gas. Really pushing pretty hard, trying to gain everything he can. 2 to go. Got a truck going wide, way in the back. But with this 2 to go, let's focus here on the leaders. And they've definitely closed the gap. Ooh, 8 into the wall. 8 is into the wall, losing all that momentum. Got tight coming out of 2. And the 1 easily clears them before they even finish their entry into 3. And the 8 almost loses another position to the 2 truck doesn't. Very exciting ending to the race. Very exciting. It could have gone any way. Two tires versus 4 tires. With a short stint, 1 heat cycle due to that caution. Man, you know, I still think this could have been Brady Briggs' race if he had not been taken out by those 7 and the 3 truck at the first restart. But based on what we've seen here with what's happening with the different strategies, you know, anything could have happened. Who knows, man? It's just really exciting when you see stuff like that. It's very fun, lots of action. So it's definitely a good race. Definitely a good race. So shout out to all my P7 student leaders, UPCI, X238, GRT, Gonzales Racing Team. Shout out to the Dynasty Racing League. Shout out to everybody who's in this race. Great racing from everybody. And again, if there's any sponsors out there who are looking to put your logo and stuff on a winning truck, go ahead, hit me up. Look forward to hearing from you. Appreciate you guys stopping in. You guys have a good rest of your day. God bless.